Alright, so I mostly don't cover fighting games on this channel because honestly it's a League of Legends channel. I play League of Legends, you know, it's my main game, but I had to really talk about this one particular game because it was just something that I kind of picked up because I had stuff, and overall I was just having a really bad day. So I just go ahead and I buy this game, you know, on a whim because it looks really fun and I've been watching this game for like a hot minute. And I'm having a complete blast. Like, I've never had a fighting game in particular just make me this happy and just like in awe of like the visuals and everything about it. So I really just wanted to talk about this game from a new player's perspective because I have played fighting games before, but this will be the first time me really covering a fighting game on a non-fighting game channel, just out of pure love for the game. So let's get into it. So I'm what you would call a filthy casual. I don't play fighters consistently. Like, it's kind of always been this thing where I pick up a game and I play it for maybe like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour, and besides Street Fighter 5, and it's just like I put it back down. There's never really been a fighter that's, you know, I've picked up and sat down and really like enjoyed to the extent that I wanted to get really good at, besides I think maybe Blaze Blue Continuum Shift, and that was like 2010, whichever. So yeah, it was a long time ago. That's what makes Guilty Gear Strive, I think, so good. It's the fact that literally it's just fun. Like, it's a really fun fighting game, like, in general. And it kind of gave me the same feelings as Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Dragon Ball FighterZ has always been a game like I came back to, you know, and I play it on and off. I always support the game and I get the DLC characters, but it's not ever something I really want to sit down or something I could see myself thinking about, like maybe every day or every other day, or, you know, whichever, how much you yourself play video games. And, you know, but with Strive, it really does feel like I have a connection to this game because when I think about Strive, I think about fun, and the gameplay, the visuals, everything about this game is extremely fun. And that's why I kind of want to get into a couple of other key points and add a little bit of depth to this video, because we do want to talk about things like nerfs and buffs and things like that. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So there are 15 characters in Guilty Gear Strive, and each of them kind of have their own play styles and do their own things. For me, I kind of picked Valentine. I kind of gravitate to like semi-edgy characters, and, you know, she seemed kind of cool, but it was more something like I was just naturally attracted to her. So I was just like, you know what, all right, I'm gonna play this character, and I started playing her, and I really started to experience the whole game, and I'm like, oh my god, this game is like has like a soul, like a real, like it's not just like a fighting game. You can tell like the devs really put a lot into this one particular Guilty Gear game, obviously because it's the latest, but too, it's just like the attention to detail in this game, from like the backgrounds when you counter, you know, or something, or whatever, or block it, or, you know, it's very warm and like friendly for like a new player, and it's something that I think will definitely bring in new players and kind of keep players around, because there's no fighters on the market that really just, you know, connect with you to that extent visually than I think Guilty Gear Strive at the moment. Another thing I did want to kind of talk about, because since we were talking about the topic of fun and Guilty Gear, when I think of Guilty Gear Strive particularly, I think of fun, is that like nerfs and buffs. If a character is kind of overpowered, and this is something that a lot of people have kind of talked about and brung up over the years, and is hopefully kind of trying to start a movement from nerfs to buffs. If one character particularly is kind of overpowered, I would prefer the devs like buff the rest of them. I mean, yeah, just because LeBron is like fucking like, you know, getting all the points and shit doesn't mean you can't tell the other players to like step their game up, right? So like, honestly, we'd be better off if we got more buffs than like nerfs, and that's where I'm at on that side of the, you know, spectrum. So if you want to get into detail about that, maybe I can make a separate video. But yeah, I don't want this video to be extremely long, so I'm going to cover a little bit on the season pass. So the season pass, I believe you're supposed to get 5 characters. Actually, you know what, let me look at this so I don't give you bad information. Okay, so the season pass for season 1 for Strive is going to give you 5 additional characters, 2 additional stages, another color pack, and it looks like an additional story. I'm not sure if this is going to continue the story from Guilty Gear Strive, or is it going to add additional depth to the other story that was already in the base game. But for $29.99, it definitely does kind of seem a little bit on the expensive side. But we'll have to see how much value you really get out of, you know, the season pass. Overall, the game itself, I feel like it's worth $60. I've been having a ton of fun, and I think that's the most important thing, especially if you're a new player, is finding a fighting game that's actually fun, where fun meets difficulty, and you can actually still enjoy the game while getting your shit rocked. So anyway, I just want to conclude on that, and yeah. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you're going to get Guilty Gear Strive or if you've been enjoying it. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Guilty Gear Strive videos, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I will catch you guys in the next video. My name is Blackout, and until next time, guys, peace.
Slap!